that. I feel power. I gotta say, there's some power in this. When anyone on stage says, "How are you?" the audience always has to respond, and it doesn't matter how they actually are. And sometimes I hear, "Ow!" and I think, "You okay?" I'm glad you're here. But I think in real life, you know, when someone asks you how you are, usually it's like an apathetic, generic answer. And I always wonder what would happen if every day was like a show, and it was, you know, "Hey Bill, how are you?" Fuck yeah! Spring break, oh no! You know, I think it'd be funny. I don't know. But a lot of stuff is allowed in a performance setting that would never be allowed in real life. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I know we're in a relatively theatrical crowd, so I don't want to offend anyone. I'm an actor, so it's okay. But some performance art falls a little short of the art part. Yeah. I read about a man, true, who pooped in public and then called it performance art. And yeah, it was great. It was really good. He didn't even, like, you know, it's not like he pooped and, like, did a symphony about it or drew a little face or it was just did it. And when I hear about stuff like that, I always think about the parents. Because you know how parents are always, like, on red alert for their kids, like, big talent? Well, what about this guy? Like, you know, when I was younger, like with my brother, who's here right now, when he was little, you know, they got him a baseball set, he completely ignored it, but he, you know, wrote little funny songs and jokes, and they knew he was going to be an actor, and he is. And with me, you know, with the baseball set, I completely dropped the bat on my toe and, you know, threw the ball through the window, and they knew I was going to be Jewish, just from that. And they're really good at predicting. So, but I think about this guy's parents, and you got to wonder if there was a point where they thought, you know, we have an artist on our hands, and our couch, and our family pet, and our driveway, and our... That's gross. Ew, Jessica. But my parents did always know that I was going to be an actress. They did. And we all know that when you're a performer, you have to have survival jobs. And the last survival job I had was at a copy machine company. I was a telemarketer. It was as horrible as it sounds. Is anyone here in sales? No. Good. I'm not going to make fun of it. Salespeople have lingo. They do. They have words. Nothing is just a regular word. Everything is really dramatic. Like my job title, I was the prospector because I mined leads for the sales guys. Get it? I mined them. They were really clever. They would say things like, "Happy birthday!" Why are they up here? I don't know. But, you know, the receptionist of the person that you're trying to sell to is never just called the receptionist. She's called the gatekeeper. Seriously. You have the seer who predicts future leads based on prior statistics. You have the antagonist, who's the competition. You have the brains, the hands, the heart, the friendly possum, the wisecracking owl, kangaroo, piglet, Voldemort, janitor. It was a huge office. A really big office. And I hated them, all of them, even Piglet. I hated every single person there, and it was terrible. And the funniest thing was they took themselves so seriously. They would have these board meetings. I'm not lying. They would have these board meetings every morning, and they would play scenes from the Ben Affleck movie, The Boiler Room. This is not a joke. To motivate the sales guys. And it was insane. But to their credit, I've always found Ben Affleck relatively motivating. He motivates me to wish I were watching Matt Damon. So, he's here. He's here right now. But, you know, as much as I hated it, which I did, as much as I hated it, I would feel guilty if I wasn't doing my absolute best. Telemarketing is a sucky job, but I would feel terrible when I wasn't putting in my all, because the boss really believed in me, and he hired me, and it was money and everything. So I feel really guilty if I wasn't doing my absolute best. So when I would call someone and hear, "We're not interested," I would just say, "I know, me neither," and hang up, and then I'd feel really bad. I would feel really bad. It was like the guilt. Just too much. And I actually got this call near the end of when I was working there. My boss said, "Jessica, we've got this great idea. We're going to move you up to your next commission level. We're going to take away your base pay, but we're going to pay you on commission that's going to be a little higher than your one right now. How does that sound?" And and it didn't sound good. So but I didn't say that. I acted really excited. I was so excited about it. And I actually bought him a gift bag to show him how excited I was about this offer. And such a girl. I bought this really pretty, like, little sparkly blue bag. It kind of matched the decor of the office. And he really likes dogs, so I actually put some of my dog's performance art into the bag. and then I lit it so that it would sparkle. And I put it on his stoop. And now I'm a waitress, so I love jobs. I really do. But, you know, wow, I wish I'd written it in my hand. And now I'm a waitress. Oh! You know what? What is it with those airplanes? No. I've never been much of like a wild child. I'm doing the whole living in New York thing, you know, which is like the she's gonna make it, the whole Mary Tyler Moore. Again, even in that joke, I'm not a wild child. I reference Mary Tyler Moore. I'm pretty, you know, Disney, as it were. And I remember when I was little, I would hear people talking about drugs. And they would always talk about having like a good trip or a bad trip. And, you know, a good trip or a bad trip? Mary Tyler Moore, Wizard of Oz. The two improvs that make me geekier and geekier. But they would talk about having a good trip or having a bad trip. And I would actually literally think, I would imagine them like taking a hit and then like booking a vacation in the Caribbean. And I figured the bad trips would put you in like, you know, Bosnia or Albuquerque, and you know, have a bad trip. And then as I got older, I realized how stupid, maybe endearing, but stupid that is. And I realized that, you know, when you're high, you trip. And, you know, like a bad trip's when you like skin your knees really bad and you kind of need stitches. And everyone's laughing at you and it's really bad, but like a good trip is when you like almost fall. You get that stuff? Where it's like a roller coaster, so it's kind of fun. And everyone's laughing, but they're laughing with you, not at you. So it's fun. It's like a good trip. I don't do drugs. I don't know these things. But I am a Disney fan. I am a very big Disney fan. Well, I'm not very big, but I'm a big fan. And I absolutely love it. But I do know, I'm well aware, that Disney does give kids a very skewed perception of relationships. I do know this. Specifically the relationship between hair and gravity. It is completely misleading to little girls. For instance, Ariel, who's my favorite, she has this gorgeous red hair, this dramatic side part. It makes the little loop, right here that no one can replicate. Well, I've tried to replicate it since birth. I've tried to do it before the movie came out. I have been trying to get Ariel hair, and it looks like this in real life. And no prince is going to marry me looking like this. So, you know, it's unfortunate that they lie to children, but what's cool is that despite what people think, Disney's actually pretty liberal. They're pretty sexually liberal. Ariel's relationship is interspecies. We all know that Belle practices bestiality. Let's be honest. Jasmine marries a poor guy. So, I mean, you can't pick and choose change, but that was a little weird. But you know, they're becoming more culturally inclusive. Like in 2010, we will have our first Disney Black princess, Princess Tiana. Yes. Thank you. I didn't do the movie, so that's fine. But I'm actually very excited. It looks really cute. You should look at the teaser trailer on YouTube. But, so, now that Princess Tiana is coming out, Disney will have completely, accurately, and sensitively portrayed white people, Middle Eastern people. We know Jasmine's Middle Eastern because she has a tiger. And his name is Raja, which is some weird, like, Indian word or something. And also in the marketplace, she almost gets her hand cut off for stealing, which is completely representative of everyone in that entire, I guess it's like a country or a state. It's completely representative of everyone, right, Omi?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah? Okay. I had to check, to make sure I'm accurate. And Pocahontas, we have Native American. She is exactly what Pocahontas actually was.